Joe Biden is getting totally destroyed for the disgusting and disturbing thing he did to an 18-foot tall Christmas tree. Oh, that sounded dirtier than I meant it to. The official White House Christmas tree arrived at the White House today. It was delivered, as always, traditionally by Clydesdales, and it was brought in on, fun fact, the same cart that Joe Biden used to go and get his Christmas trees on when he was just a little lad back in Delaware. The First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, came out to receive the tree. There she is, waving in her red MAGA-colored coat. She's fondling the bristles to see if they're sharp enough and firm enough, and she's smelling in the pine, and she's answering questions about something or other. And she was just so excited to take ownership of this tree this year because, to her, this tree was special. But when you learn about this tree and where it came from, you might not be so thrilled to have it sitting in Joe Biden and Jill Biden's White House on what is, thankfully, their final Christmas in Washington, D.C.
This beautiful Fraser fir was grown at the Cartner's Christmas tree farm, where the Cartner family has been growing trees for more than 60 years. And their farm is nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, a region that was recently devastated by Hurricane Helene. The Cartner family lost thousands of trees in the storm, but this one remained standing, and they named it Tremendous for the extraordinary hope that it represents.
Okay, if you're following along at home, here's exactly what happened. In North Carolina earlier this year, there was a horrible, horrible hurricane called Helene. It ravaged the Appalachian Mountain area and the Blue Ridge Mountains and Asheville and Andersonville. There were mudslides and floods and damaging winds. Entire communities of people were cut off. The roads were flooded. The bridges washed away. There was no electricity. There was no clean water. There was no cell phone service. There was nothing at all in sight. And one particular Christmas tree farm, the Cartners, located in the Christmas tree growing capital of the United States of America, North Carolina, lost over 1,000 trees just months before Christmas, their busiest season ever. If you lose 1,000 trees before Christmas and you're a Christmas tree farmer, that's bad news. But in the middle of all the devastation, in the middle of all the horror, one tree remained. One tall, strong, resilient tree, which became a symbol of the strength of the people in that particular area, the strength of the people who were left standing to rebuild after Hurricane Helene. And that one tree that was left standing as God's monument to greatness is the tree that the Bidens decided to take a chainsaw to, hack down, and drive to the White House so they could stick it in their living room.
In just a few days, volunteers from all over the country will pour in to transform this tree and decorate the entire White House. And out of the whirlwind of glitter and garlands will come the warmth and comfort of the season. I can't wait for you all to share in it.
I imagine this tree looked a lot more like a monument to the resiliency and strength of the people of Western North Carolina when it was standing majestically in a field and not laying down sideways lashed to a truck outside the White House. The other bitter irony of this story is that after Hurricane Helene, the response by the White House and the response by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and FEMA was horrible. It was terrible. It was awful. There have been so many disturbing stories coming out of the response from the government. We've seen memos from people in FEMA who were told to skip houses that had Donald Trump signs on them. Kamala Harris herself told residents, you lost your entire life and your home and your business? Here's a check for $750. Only the bank's closed because it got washed away and there's no cell phone service for you to, deposit it in your bank account. And even if you did, there's really no place to spend it. But enjoy, courtesy of the federal government. This isn't the first Christmas tree controversy to befall Joe Biden, and I do mean befall. You may remember last year, the 40-foot tall Christmas tree that stood outside the White House toppled over, just blew over, just fell, which a lot of people said is very, very apropos. It was very appropriate and kind of symbolic of Joe Biden's entire presidency. In fact, Fox News did an entire thing on it.
Fox News alert, the White House Christmas tree's taking a tumble, just like its owner. White House correspondent Peter Doocy has the latest.
Jesse, this president argues climate change is the greatest threat to humanity. Tonight, it was the greatest threat to his Christmas tree. The 40-foot-tall national Christmas tree imported from West Virginia was felled by a gust of wind. The colorful strand of lights wrapped around it remained lit as it laid horizontal in the ellipse between the White House South Lawn and the Washington Monument. This is a headache for a National Park Service hoping to host the president at a tree lighting this Thursday, 2 days from now. But they told us, and this is a quote, "The show must go on." A crane hoisted the Norway spruce into a vertical position again. President Biden was aboard Air Force One en route to Colorado as this all went down, literally went down. Many pundits and people polled have been on the record over the last couple months as saying President Biden's biggest problem in the coming election year is going to be Father Time. But tonight, it was Mother Nature.
I love. Anyway, that was last year. Last year, the Christmas tree blew over. This year, everybody blew their top when they found out that Joe Biden and Jill Biden hacked down the miracle tree from the western North Carolina flood region that was devastated by Hurricane Helene. Now, every story does have a silver lining, though. At least this year, Joe Biden didn't forget to pardon the turkeys.
I hereby pardon Peach and Blossom.
While this is a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad Christmas story, I would like to share with you one really, truly inspiring and amazing Christmas story. That is the Untold Story of Christmas, which is available right now. This is my latest book. We introduced it last Christmas, and it became one of our greatest selling books of all time. It's the story of the birth of Jesus Christ told from a slightly different perspective. And the lessons that you learn are inspirational and some that you've never heard in your entire life. It's a beautiful book as well. We designed it not just to be a beautiful story, but to be an ornament for your Christmas holiday celebration. You can put it right on your coffee table. You can set it up, and it's not just a great part of your library, but it's a part of your whole decor. Your guests are going to love it. They're going to pick it up and read it and flip through it and say, wow, this is an amazing story. Wherever did you get it? And you can tell them all about it. If you'd like a copy of The Untold Story of Christmas, you can get yours right now. There's a link in the description of this video, or you can just type in directly theuntoldstoryofchristmas.com. Don't forget, it makes a great stocking stuffer. It makes a great gift for the mailman or your relatives. If you have a white elephant party coming up and you need something to grab, get a couple of them so you always have them on hand. Again, it's a beautiful story, inspirational. It's a Christmas tale that you're going to love to hear over and over again. Go to theuntoldstoryofchristmas.com or click the link in the description of this video. Also, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and set those notifications, because we come live right at you wherever you happen to be, on your phone, on your computer, on your TV, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 11 Central, and we're constantly publishing more videos and shorts and other content for you to enjoy, but you're only going to get it if you hit like, subscribe, and set those notifications right now. Merry Christmas.